Security has so many rules, and we need to be aware of what they are and how we can maximize our benefits. And that is what I specialize in. So let me know where you're tuning in from. And also let me know what stage you're in this process when it comes to planning for your retirement. Okay, so today I'm going to share a little bit of information about survivor benefits, and then I'm going to show you a tool which is called the RSSA roadmap. And this is the exact tool I use to help my clients understand when is the exact strategy, the exact age that they need to claim Social Security benefits, and how it fits into their overall strategy. Okay, so we're going to get started. Survivor benefits are when one of the spouses passes away, and you can receive those benefits if you were married to that spouse or if you were divorced. Okay. So if you are married to them, you need to have been married for at least 9 months. And if you are divorced from that spouse who passed away, you need to have been married to them for 10 years or more. Okay. And also, you need to have not remarried before you turned 60 years old. I'm going to hold off on the widow's limit for a second. I'm going to look at the chart and break down how the survivor benefits work. The survivor benefits are, for the most part, determined by what the benefit is of the person who was collecting. So we're going to assume that the person was collecting their benefit when they passed away. So if you claim survivor benefits at age 60, you're going to get 71.5% of what the benefit of was the person who deceased. Okay, that's going to be your survivor portion based on the benefit that they were collecting. If you decide to wait until your full retirement age, and let's say that full retirement age is 67 for you, you would receive 100% of what that deceased spouse was collecting. And then I want you to notice something. If you wait until you turn 70 years old, you are going to still receive 100% of that survivor benefit. So the key takeaway is that it does not benefit you to wait until 70 years old, okay? Because that amount is not going to increase, unlike your regular benefits do. So now I want to talk really briefly about the widow's limit. The widow's limit is really a great thing to benefit people, especially for those who the spouse who passed away was not claiming yet, or they claimed early, like at age 62. The widow's limit says that they cannot receive less than 82.5% of the PIA of the person who passed away. And in many cases, that allows the surviving spouse to truly gain more income. All right. So that is information, a little quick review, snapshot of the survivor benefits. What I'm going to do now is share with you our roadmap to it. I'm going to give you a scenario of a fictitious couple and what they were experiencing. Okay, so let me get that up for you, and then we'll continue with our conversation today. Okay, all right, here we go. So I am logged into the roadmap tool. Again, it's called the RSSA roadmap. And this is the tool that I help my clients to use to maximize their benefits. And so we have a fictitious couple. The wife's name is Hannah, and the husband's name is Kenji. Kenji passed away in 2023, and his wife is currently 58 years old. So think of it this way. She's a potential client. We're having a conversation. She's like, Lamecca, I want to make sure I don't leave any money on the table. Help me figure out what is the best claiming strategy for me when it comes to my Social Security benefits and survivor benefits, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and look at actually, before I move on, I want to say how the tool works. So once you get access to it, and I'll share with you how to get access soon, but once you get access to it, you will create an account, and then you will go to the Social Security Administration website, and you're going to download your earnings statement. And it's very important that you access your earnings report, not your earnings statement. It's important that you access your earnings report versus your earnings statement, because your earnings statement does some rounding and combining of numbers for particular years versus your actual earnings report. It gives you a detailed breakdown of what was reported every single year regarding your income. So it's very important that we use the earnings report. So you would download that file and then you would upload it to our roadmap tool. Put in a couple more demographic information. I would get access to it, review it, make sure everything is good, and then I would release your report to you. And if you choose to have the extended option of the software where we have a conversation afterwards, then we would do that as well. So when you have access to the software, the first thing it does is it helps you to determine what your PIA is. And so for those of you who are unaware, the PIA is truly the foundation of many of your Social Security benefits. And it is determined by looking at the highest 35 years of indexed earnings. And then after that, your AIME is calculated. I'm highlighting that in blue. And then the bend point breakdown is conducted and your PIA is determined. So for Hannah, her PIA is $2,676. Okay. Now let's take a look at Kenji's PIA. Kenji's PIA is $3,230. I'm going to do a quick calculation because I was doing some testing earlier. So let me just do something really quickly. I'm going to do 3230 times, let's see what this comes out to. Okay. 82.5%. Give me 1 sec, everyone. All right. And then let me do this one. 71.5. Okay, good. All right. So just want to do that calculation. That's going to help me explain something a little bit later. All right. So Kenji's PIA is $3,230. So what we see already is that Kenji is the higher earner of the spouses. Okay. He earned the most money. And now we're going to move into see what is the best strategy for Hannah, because she is the surviving spouse. So I'm going to go back and we're going to take a look at this option right here where it says maximum option. Okay. So when we click on that, it breaks down a perfect strategy for Hannah. Okay. So what it's saying is that she's going to claim her own personal retirement benefits when she turns 70 years old. And she's going to claim her surviving benefits when she's 60 years old. And we're going to look at what that looks like for her. Okay. So she's going to start claiming. I'm going to click on this one right here where it says 2027. So she is currently 60 years old and she would be claiming in July. Okay. And so she would receive a survivor benefit of approximately $2,307. So because she's claiming at 60 years old, she's getting that reduced benefit. Okay. And so she's claiming she's going to get that amount. And then that's just partial for that year. And then in 2028, she's going to continue to get that amount. But as you can see, for the full year, she would get a total of $27,684. And so that's what she's going to get up until she turns 70 years old. And then her own benefits are going to kick in. Okay. She's going to claim her own benefits in July of that year when she turns 70 years old. Okay. Let's go over to the right side because I want to talk about something that's extremely important. Now, over here, you see the earnings reductions. So because Hannah is choosing to claim her survivor benefits, which I do recommend for her, she is going to experience the earnings test. I did a whole video about that. You can take a look at my channel and, review that, watch that video. But because she is claiming benefits before her full retirement age, she is going to be experiencing the earnings test and she's still working. So all those things apply to her. So she's going to get a reduced benefit, but no need to worry. Her benefit is going to be recalculated and she's going to get that money back. But I just want to highlight that to show you that the earnings test is impacted when someone claims their survivor benefits. Okay. And so as you can see, time goes on. She's not claiming her survivor benefit anymore. She's claiming her own benefit, and her own benefit is around $3,000 every single month. Okay. And so, of course, we know COLA comes into play. It's going to be increasing over time. This is just giving you like a general synopsis of what things will look like for her. Okay. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will answer them at the end of our conversation. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is the filing heat map. So this is part of the report that my clients get access to after they upload all their information. Okay. The numbers that you see in light blue, that's a lower benefit. As the numbers get darker blue, the benefits get higher. And then the highest benefit is highlighted in orange. Okay. So just as you can see, her claiming her survivor benefit at 60 years old, that's the first row, and her own benefit at her maximum age, which is 70, she would get a grand total for the year. And we projected her life expectancy was until I think was 92 years old. So she would get around $711,000 lifetime benefit. Okay. And everything beyond that is less than that. But this is where we get to have a conversation. We get to look at, do you have any other income coming in from other retirement accounts? Right? You might want to tap into that first, leave Social Security for later. And we also look at her expenses for the month. How much money does she need coming into her household? So that's lifetime benefits. Now let's look at the monthly benefit. Okay. So we can also see here the numbers that we looked at are translated on this heat map as well. So this is an extremely powerful tool. I encourage you to really take a look at what the numbers look like black and white. Sometimes when it comes to Social Security claiming, I get so many questions from my subscribers and people who watch my videos. They're not sure what to do, right? And my goal is to help you figure out, again, what is it? What's your claiming strategy so that you're not leaving any money on the table and then it fits with your overall retirement structure as well. Now, the beautiful thing about this particular software is that we're able to run a report. So I'm going to click on generate report. And, this is something that varies. You can put in different ages. So here I have options A, B, and C, where for retirement age is going to be compared to her getting her survivor benefits at 62. And then for retirement age, her getting survivor benefits at 65. And then for retirement, her claiming her own benefits at 68. And then survivor benefits at 60. Okay. So this is an idea of the different scenarios that you can be looking at to see which one is going to be best suited for you. So I want to take you to a report I already ran for her. And we can take a look at this here just to kind of give you an idea of how exhaustive this report is. Okay. So we're going to go to the very top of it. This is for Hannah, my fictitious client. And so it breaks down all of these amazing, it also breaks down the scenario for what her full retirement age. We've already discussed that. It is 67 based on her birth date, her birth year. It goes through the earnings test, retirement benefits, such an exhaustive report. And here is the heat map again, broken down monthly and annually. And then it breaks down here. This is the section I wanted to show you all. Not going to go through the entire report, but I did want to highlight this portion. It breaks down her claiming options. Okay. So if you remember when I produced this report, we looked at different scenarios. Those are options A, B, and C, but it also calculates the maximum option. And this is what we discussed before in the tool, where she will be getting her survivor benefit when she turns 60 years old. And then she would collect that up until her own retirement benefit kicks in at age 70. So she's going to be waiting to get that amount. And so, again, this is the power of this tool. I absolutely love using it to help my clients because it takes out the guesswork. One of the things that I don't know about you, but I don't like being confused. I don't like having anything fuzzy in my life, especially when it comes to my money. And so this is one of those tools that can help you make sure that you're completely taking out the guesswork and that you understand exactly what you're getting into when it comes to claiming your survivor benefits. Okay. And so what I want to do now is I want to show you how you can get access to this tool. This is the tool that I wanted you to see how to get access to it. This is the RSSA roadmap landing page. I just dropped the link to that in the chat. And so it breaks down who this is for. I would say if you are, 10 years before filing, so you can really get a good idea. 5 years is good too before you file for your benefits, just for you to see where things stand. That would be a good age range for you. And again, it helps you to figure out the long term decisions. There are two ways that you can gain access to it. And it really depends on how much level of support you're looking for. So, if you want more of like a do it yourself scenario, then you can get access to it for 175. You would just click that link, it will take you to the option for you to pay for the software, and then you would upload your data as I shared before, and then I would personally review it just to make sure that everything is inputted correctly, and then I would unlock it so you can have access to your portal, and you would have lifetime access to it, so you can go in at any point you'd like and make any changes that you see fit. And then you would also get access to the report that I share with you as well. So now, if you say, you know what, Lamecca, I'm going to need a conversation with you. I'm going to need to get some customized, guidance from you. In that case, you'll want to get access to the tool on the level where it's 495. So same thing applies. You would be able to upload your data into the secure portal that you have access to. You'd have access to it for lifetime. And we have conversations around how this fits in with your full retirement strategy. We have conversations around what are the tax implications. And then you would still get access to your report, and we would have that conversation as well. So those are the two ways that you can gain access to the roadmap tool. And this is just, again, pulling out some of the um, maps that I showed you inside the report. We kind of looked at this a little bit earlier today, and it just kind of breaks down who this is for. Okay. So that's the very first link that I put in the comment section of this chat that we have going on live right here. And so, if this is something that you think would benefit you and your family, I highly recommend that you take advantage of it, because for me, my thing is I just don't want to leave these types of questions up in the air to be guessing about.